Bet you weren't expecting a red eye raw this late, were you? I was out here just having a pipe and reading, and I thought, what the hell? I'll do a quick little red eye raw. This will be a short one. It's like fucking 4:20 something in the morning. But I've read most of a chapter of The White Pill by Michael Malice. It's a book I've been reading on and off for the last couple of years since it came out. After I do this stream, I'll check my laundry in the dryer, make sure it's dry, and then take the trash out to the curb. I know, exciting, isn't it? Yeah, I recorded some of the next collection update. Decided to finally do that last night and record what I had so far, which was good because like it's pretty easy to forget what I've gathered since the last one if I don't do it immediately. And so like I had to like go back and double check my eBay and Amazon and see what came since the last episode. But yeah, I just got some more butter rum tobacco in my meerschaum pipe. That's what I'm going for tonight. So at work today, there was a trailer that smelled like fucking rotting fish. So that was something. So apparently the pickup truck that had stolen from one of our trailers was spotted in the yard again today at work. So they got the license plate number. So hopefully they can do something with that. Because like I said, this happened a few years ago too. Nowhere near, like a few years ago, it was way worse. Because this time they only stole 28 packages this time around, but looks like they were gearing up to do it again. But all the trailers are backed in and locked, so. There's a lot of shady shit you'll see at warehouses after dark, like people like dumpster diving and stuff too. You know, when I was a kid, I had an uncle that used to dumpster dive, and he would like fucking get like plushes and toys and shit out of it and like wash them and give them to his son. It was a whole thing. Really nasty practice, you know? Haven't seen that uncle in fucking years. Was a drug addict too, so you know. I don't even know if he's technically legally my uncle anymore because I think him and my aunt divorced like forever ago at this point. And keep in mind these dumpster diving anecdotes that I'm talking about. This is like 20 fucking years ago. I have seen like YouTube channels that like dumpster dive at like pet stores and then find like animals that get thrown out. That's pretty fucked. Like Petco having like iguanas that they threw out because they thought they were dead but they weren't or something. That was a whole thing. Look all silhouetted in the dark here. My hair looks like shit, but I'm not wearing a hat or anything, and I've obviously not done anything with it, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm down to like the last 3 chapters of that book, so I'll try to review it once I finish it. It's been a while since I've done like a proper book review. It's also been a while since I've done a lot of different kind of reviews, hasn't it? I need to review Leisure Suit Larry now that I've beat it. But I like the way pipes like get warm when you smoke them, you know. Yeah, we were gonna watch more Red Dwarf tonight, but obviously that didn't end up happening because Corbin fell asleep, which I fully expected, to be perfectly honest. He had a long day at work today, is my understanding. And by today, I mean obviously Tuesday. Even though it's technically, you know, like 4:30 fucking Wednesday morning, right? Technically. But in my head, it's not the next day till I sleep, you know? Yeah, I fully expect no one to show up for this Red Eye Raw, but just thought I'd do one anyway, because why the fuck not? Um, like I said, I've only got a little bit left in that chapter I've been reading. That is sometimes nice to come out here with a pipe when I'm reading. Yeah, I want to try and get back into reading more, because like I said, I've been reading that book off and on for a few years now. And I got a bunch of other books I'm supposed to be reading, both audiobooks and real books. I've definitely been in a better mood this week than I was like last week, so at least there's that. Finished writing a current journal I was working on, so I'm gonna buy another notebook or journal to write in. Suppose I could just swipe a notebook from the supply closet at work, but I'd rather have like a proper journal that's bigger, you know? Even though this current one was written in a fucking Devilman notebook I got a couple Christmases ago. And by a couple, I mean like 6, because I've been writing in it for 6 years. It's interesting looking back through it, because, you know, seeing the way my thoughts and stuff have progressed over the years, because I was kind of skimming it the other night when I finished writing it, which was last night, technically. And by technically, I mean it was last night being Monday night, going into Tuesday morning, but you know what I fucking mean. My sleep schedule's all kinds of fucked. Has been for a long time. Let's see. I'll probably do the Child's Play tier list soon. Like I said, I'm gearing up to go on vacation later this month, but I might try and pre-make some videos to schedule for that. I don't know. We'll see. No promises, honestly. Hopefully it'll be a good time, though. Definitely want the break. Yeah, I was thinking of streaming some games earlier tonight, but obviously that didn't happen either. I'm gonna try and copy some of the games off that 360 that I'm using currently onto my JTAG, or not JTAG, REF mod, but you know, same diff. You know, another thing, hey, what's up, Super Gaming? Still awake? Yep. Like I said, it's 4:38 in the morning here, so there's that. But something I forgot to mention last stream was dollar theaters, because I started bringing it up, and then I never circled back to it. And like dollar theaters were movies that you'd pay $1, right, or a few dollars later on, like 2 or 3. Because they'd get the movies like a few months later than everywhere else, so they'd be discounted, and they were often really cheaply run, smaller theaters with like older projectors, you know, older seating, similar to that cheaper theater I was talking about, except these ones got them later. And dollar theaters were fun. I do miss those too. I miss drive-ins too. Drive-ins were pretty fun. You know something interesting? In like Rugrats Runaway Reptar, when I saw drive-ins in that, they had these speakers that you dragged over to the car and you hooked onto the window, right? And that's how you heard the movie. But when I actually went to drive-ins, it's not at all how they worked. Instead, what they had was they had a radio station that you would tune to for your movie. And that's the way they did it. Something like that. It was really interesting. I don't know exactly how it worked, because, you know, I guess they only really had one movie on at the drive-in I went to. I know there's some drive-in theaters, they would have different movies for each screen or something. So that might have been the ones that needed, like, the speakers. I don't know. I've only ever been to the drive-in a handful of times in my life, but it was a fun experience. And it's funny to think, if a drive-in, because granted, I don't know much about the pricing because I was a fucking kid when I went, but it was my understanding that drive-ins often cost more, which makes no sense to me because you literally drive into it, right? Like, you would think that, you know, being in your car and not having to, like, you're paying for a parking space rather than a seat. You would think that that would somehow be cheaper, but no. Again, is my understanding. I could be completely fucking wrong and off base here, because I only ever went as a kid. But still. Yeah. Speaking of like dollar movies, the dollar store used to have like DVDs that you could get, and they'd come in like really thin cases. And that's how I got a lot of like classic cartoon DVDs, you know, with like Looney Tunes, Little Lulu, Little Audrey, Casper, Popeye, and a bunch of that kind of stuff on it, and also like old Superman cartoons and shit. Um, that's pretty nostalgic and classic for me too. But they also had DVDs like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, a bunch of like cheap horror movies like Revolt of the Zombies or The Screaming Skull, or what was that other one? Um, do people still rent DVD movies? In some places, yeah. I remember when we went to Idaho a few years back, there was a rental shop that not only had DVDs, but they even had some VHS. And they had some, like, Go Nagai VHS, which I filmed for a video. Although those ones I don't know if you could actually rent, because they had VHSs that were for rent, and then they had some that were just for, like, show in the store or something. Um, we'll pack this one more time. And then we'll call it a night. Let's see, how much is that? Yeah, that's a good amount. Let's get just a little bit more, though. Yeah, that'll do. Why not? Cryptic Stream, yeah. I was just refilling the pipe. But yeah, there's still a few places that have like rental shops, but you know, about to head to work. Of course, duty calls the second I'm ready to head out. Yeah, I get that. Usually that doesn't hit me until I get in to the warehouse, and then I just have to go and use the bathroom in the office. um, yeah, I get that. I gotta go clench cheeks to tell someone I'm there. Yeah. You know, it's pretty crazy, like with technology too. Like when I first started my my current job, we clocked in with the same kind of time punch thing. It was very similar. Are you smoking yet? Oh yeah. But we just entered our employee number, right? Now I scan my badge, and then I push my fingerprint on it. That's the way it does it now. Smoke, smoke, yeah. That's a classic Family Guy right there. Lucky there's a Family Guy. You know, my very first job that I had when I was delivering news, well, it wasn't my first, it's technically second. Although my first job was like this too, technically. My first two jobs, I had, lucky he's a mashup guy, yeah. But I got, physical, actual checks that I had to cash for my first two jobs, the greenhouse and the paper route. I gotta relight this. Did I not do this one good enough? Or is it just because I put less in it that I've already burned through it? Let's take a look. Thoughts on Stewification? What the deuce? That's my thoughts on Stewification. We turn all Brits into Stewie through, something. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's still a little bit unburned in there. Alright. Do this then. I'm out of matches though, aren't I? Let's see. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey pee all over you. Do I have any matches here? Do you have any matches? That would be cool. Well, this'll do, I guess. What I'll do is I'll relight these matches. I'll do that. Me says the dumbest shit ever. Fugitive. Yeah, there you go. Pretty much. Hey, what's up? Bother me none. Ugh. Bothers eating bothers 6. That's pretty good. But instead of loving Rosalina, he loves weed. He's a weed lover, not a Rosalina lover. He's a marijuana lover. Yeah, there you go. It's funny that me saying the phrase "yeah, there you go" is also kind of a verbal tick. Because I say it a lot, but I also sometimes say it when I don't give a shit about what someone chatted. That's not the case for this second one, because that's funny. But when you said the stewification thing, I didn't really have a response, so I just, like, out of habit, just said, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I do that too, yeah. I say that's crazy too much, and it sucks. Yeah, that makes me think of that Family Guy joke where Quagmire does the same thing, where he's like, "Oh, that's crazy." It's interesting to think about the little verbal eccentricities that we all have, right? Like the phrases that I tend to say a lot is I say, "Yeah, there you go," or I say "okay" a lot. Uh, yeah, just fake giving a shit at work to not piss in anyone's Cheerios. Yeah. Instead of saying "yeah, there you go," I say "fair enough." Yeah, there you go. No, I'm just kidding. Another phrase I say a lot is I say "let me just say" or "I'll say this," which, to be fair, I think Steven also says a lot, and Steven also says "to be fair" a lot. But yeah, I didn't intend for this to be a long one, so I'm probably gonna wrap this stream up. Like I said, I'm gonna go take the trash out to the curb, double check that my laundry's dry, and if not, run it for another cycle, and then probably go to bed. Um, but yeah, time for work. Yeah, see you later, dude. See you guys later. Have a good one. Doodles.